Take it away, girlfriend.
Okay, I'm just, we're always praying that this thing's going to work, right? You never know. You guys, I am so excited to come to you tonight and do this. I think culture is such a huge part of life in general, and I think it's huge in business. And I know when Stacy and I started, um, that culture really kicked off at the very beginning of us constantly getting together every day. Whoop, sorry about that. And it hasn't stopped. And so I hope that you guys get something out of this tonight. Feel free to take notes. I'll make sure that you guys get this as well, because I think it's got a lot of great information in it. So, culture values for high performance in network marketing. Things always start at the top, which I'll get to, but this is really a huge basis for us. And I want to welcome you guys to this guide on building a thriving culture within millionaire patching rock stars. I feel like this team is so incredible, and I feel like we don't note it. We're all a part of Evolve, and that's a beautiful thing, and we're all blessed to be in that position. But being a part of millionaire patching rock stars is equally as amazing. And I think we have the ability to hear, because of the leadership and because of the culture that we're creating, to be so big and bring such value to so many people. So whether you're just starting or you have been with us for years, these principles that I hope that I'm going to share with you tonight will help us grow together, achieve remarkable results. And a strong culture isn't just nice to have, it is an essential for lasting success in a business. And I really think that that's a great thing to kind of write down and take note of. And I don't know why my thing's not working. See? What's happening?
Touch your screen again. Like touch your cursor on your screen again.
There we go. Thank
Yeah,
you.
sometimes when it like pops off, it doesn't want to move to the next one.
Thank you. So why culture matters in network marketing? Culture is the invisible force that shapes how we work together and grow our businesses. It's the how behind everything we do. So all of us, or most of us, have families. And I want you to think about that. The culture that we create in our homes is what's behind the success of our kids when we push them out into the big world. This is no different here. Can our kids bring value? Can they give back to their communities? Are they able to be successful? I feel like this is just as important in both spaces. A strong team culture creates higher retention and less turnover. All of us want high retention in our businesses. We want our business partners to keep building. We want our clients to keep using, because we know what that does for their health. Strong team loyalty and commitment, faster business growth through collaboration. Well, as I mentioned, right when we just got started, when we got together, many of you have heard it, Stacy, I, Leah, Alicia.
When they finally turned it off for a bit, it was like you didn't.
We were together 3 times a day, every single day for 6 months in a row. And that just continued to grow because of the collaboration that we did. A more enjoyable, a more sustainable business experience. We're out there talking to people all the time, whether it's about the product, whether it's about the business. 77% consider company culture before joining an organization. And I want you guys to know that's not just about building a business. That's about the product that we're offering them as well.
Laura, hang on. Let me mute all real quick and then ask you to unmute. So then that way we don't have anybody coming in that's not.
Okay. We good? I think we're good. Can you guys hear me? Stacy, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're good. Go.
Okay, cool. All right, so you guys, step 1, define our purpose and mission and values. I think this comes and starts from the top. And when I mean the top, I mean David. When we run through these a little bit, what he possesses and what he pushes out, we all extend from that. And for us to be able to carry that on, I think that that is massive with what we're doing here. So our purpose, why we exist beyond just making money. Who does that sound like? Our deeper reason for building this business together. Our mission, how we change lives and impact the market. The transformation we create for customers and team members. I think sometimes, you guys, we get out there, we get really laser focused, which is great. But I think we forget, by helping one person, how it really impacts the other lives that surround that person. Whether they're using this product or whether they're building this business is irrelevant. Just that one person being exposed to it impacts others around it and around them. And I think that's what starts to create this domino effect, and the market just extends from there. So I want you to think that it's not just about the people you're talking to. It's about the people they take it to, who you might not even know they have a discussion with. Like, what we do here is incredible. And this is the culture that we're creating. How about our values? These are the beliefs that guide our daily actions and decisions, the standards we hold to ourselves as well as others on our team. So I don't know that you want to do this right now, but I kind of ask you, where can you raise your standard? What do you want? And I'm not really speaking of a why. I'm talking about, how do you want to live? What is your standard of life? What are the standard of people that you want to be with? Who do you let in? Right? And then, are you willing to carry out the deeds or the tasks that will support the standards that you've set for yourself? So I'm kind of, I don't know, write 1 to 3 things down, raise your standard, right? And then we get to help our team raise their standards. And I love that. So for our team to thrive, we need clarity on these 3 foundations and elements. These are not just words on paper. They're the compass that guides everything we do. So I would love you to take the time, reflect, whether it's here or whether it's later. What drives you personally in this business beyond the income? Live our values every day. And this is where we get to put the wind in our sails. After we set that standard, what are we willing to do to perpetuate it through our own lives and down through our teams, right? Values mean nothing if they're just words. They must be demonstrated through consistent actions. Leaders must model the culture first. You can't expect what you don't exemplify. Align all training, recognition, and support systems with our stated values. Make decisions based on our values, even when it's challenging. Address behaviors that contradict our values promptly and respectfully. Consistency builds trust. When team members see our values in action every day, they're inspired to embody them too. I chose this picture, you guys, because this is really one of the main ways that we get together on a daily basis. And it's an incredible way to not only show up for ourselves, but show up for those that we've asked to join us in this ride, on this incredible ride. And I want you to know that it's okay for you not to want to show up, but you show up anyway. You've got to show up when it's not fun. You've got to show up when it's not easy. You've just got to show up, because that's what builds the character, and that's what changes the standard in which you work through. And then that's what helps you attract the people that you want to drive the success that we're having. So core values that drive our success: loyalty. We support each other like family. We celebrate the wins together and help each other through challenges. No one gets left behind. Now I'm going to try to say this without getting Yankee on you. But Stacy just on, even though we're all business partners and you guys heard her story again, Stacy and I coming together through this business brought more than just a partnership. It brought a friendship, but it brought people together that needed support at a time that was never even questioned. That doesn't come along very often, but that's what you have the ability to create when you buckle down with a whole bunch of people, right? It goes so beyond the surface. Growth. We commit to personal and professional development. We embrace challenges as opportunities, learn and improve together. So I love this growth one, and I'm going to share something with you guys because I think as humans, we're all the same in this area. If there's something in an area of growth that you don't want to show up for, or you don't want to do, or more, maybe you're saying you don't agree with that, that's not who I am. Can I be really bold out of love and say to you, that is the very area that you need to grow and change? The one that you're trying to stop from happening is where you need it most. The person maybe you're not really agreeing with, I think sometimes it's a way for the universe to share with you, I need for you to pay attention right now. And I'm going to keep putting it in your face until you're open enough to say, hey, I need to grow right here. This is where I need to go. So I kind of want to beg. I don't beg very often, but I'm going to beg you to anything you say no to, I want you to immediately say yes to, because I think there's a growth opportunity in all those areas. Fairness. Everyone has an equal chance to succeed based on their efforts. And I think the key phrase there is based on your efforts, right? We create an environment where anyone can thrive with the right support. If you're new, or whether you've been here for a while, you're going to see it really soon. If you're new, and if you've been here for a while, you witness this team and how we are all playing together on the same field. The enthusiasm we bring we bring genuine energy and passion, not hype. That's LifeWave. Our excitement comes from belief in our products and the difference we can make. So Lisa Reister, if you're on here today, I found this picture in my phone and I felt like you needed a huge shout out because you have grown and you have such growth, and it's just amazing watching you. And to celebrate every win, big or small, you guys, is very, very important in anything that we do. So recognition, as we know, builds confidence. Public acknowledgement, achievements on team calls, social media, meetings, personal notes or calls for individual wins make people feel valued. Celebrate and create momentum. When we create progress, it energizes the entire team. The success becomes contagious and others are motivated to achieve similar results. You know, when I was putting this together, you guys, one of the things I thought about with this one little section was when Dr. Stacy does them, or I do them, or another leader on the team or within the teams do giveaways or reward people for enrolling or promoting, I want you to look at that as a celebration. It's a celebration that keeps giving, because what you earn through that win is a way of celebrating. But then you take that, I don't know, let's say you earn an X39 sleeve. You can take that and use that in sharing, or put it down through your teams to evolve and continue to create that culture down your line, right? And all of us are doing the same thing. And that's what creates growth and excitement. Focusing on the effort, not just the results. Recognize consistent actions and improvements, not just big sales numbers. Not just enrollments, which they're very important. Everybody needs to be enrolling all the time. This encourages everyone to keep pushing forward, even when results take time. So remember, what gets recognized gets repeated. It's like Stacy says, a lot of us says, what you focus on is what comes, right? Make celebration a regular part of your leadership practice. build connection and support within the team. I think we're really on it with this one. I think we're on it with a lot of it, but I think we're on it with this one. We do build strong relationships, our foundation of thriving in network marketing businesses. People join for the opportunity, but stay for the community. I know all of you would raise your hand to that in a heartbeat because of the friendships that you've made. I think we do really well at this, but we want to continue to create team chat groups for daily support and questions. Host regular virtual or in-person team events. Pair new members with experienced mentors. Encourage skill sharing between team members. Make time for personal check-ins beyond business topics. I think that is really huge. And I feel like when we get together with our teams, it doesn't have to be around business. And I think you guys see that when we all get together. But if you have a team in your backyard, have a cookout. It doesn't have to revolve about anything. You don't have to do a presentation. You don't have to invite guests. Just get together and be, because that's pretty spectacular. When team members feel they truly belong, they're more likely to persist through challenges and stay committed for a long time. 5, set clear goals and track progress. Align team and individual goals. I think we talk about this one a lot. Help your team connect with their why. But when you talk to them about the why, just don't let them say something like, or maybe you shouldn't say just like, why are you here? Well, I want to help people. Well, we're all here to do that. What about helping people? What does that do for you? How does that, why? Why do you want to help people? Can you answer that question, why you want to help people? And then if you answer that with a very meaningful answer, you got to think about it. You got to pull it out of you. I want you to ask yourself again against that answer that you just threw out there, right? Why do I want to help people? Well, because it makes me feel good inside. It makes me feel like I'm bringing value to people. It makes me feel like I have purpose. Well, why do you want purpose? Right? When you get down to the nitty gritty of things, that's when you touch deep. And that's when you get to the point where the mornings you feel like you don't want to get up and do anything, that will stay there for a nanosecond, because what you feel deep in your heart will make you roll out and do whatever it takes that day to help people. Simple progress tracking. Use straightforward systems to monitor key activities and results. Focus on 2 to 3 critical metrics that drive success in your business. You guys, network marketing is all about simple steps that can be duplicated in a large mass of people. That's why 3-3-3 works so amazing. Or maybe it's the 30-30-30. It's whatever you're into, right? But tracking your business with a few critical metrics will also help you duplicate in large masses of people, right? And if you're not really sure what that means, get with your upline. They'll be happy to sit down with you, get with your senior director above, or go up. We can help you with that. Collective accountability. Create a positive environment where team members support each other's goals. Weekly check-ins, buddy systems, keep everyone moving forward. Now, I have to share with you, I love this. If I were you, I'd write it down. Goals should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. And that stands for SMART. They provide direction and motivation for daily activities. So I think we do a pretty incredible job on this team, cultivating the culture that we have and the leadership that we have. We always want to lead by example. We can never expect anybody to do something we are not doing. So what culture are you creating? Because you're at the helm, right? If you have one person that's just joined your team, you have somebody that you can pass things down to. help connect them to the team that's already in place, and begin to pass that culture down through your lines. Because again, that's what creates success. That is what demonstrates the value and the work ethic that you expect from others. Your actions speak louder than your words. Remove obstacles, identify what's holding your team members back, and provide solutions and resources or training to help them overcome challenges. You know, none of us have arrived. We all have resources that we need to recheck in. We all have challenges that we might need to look at. We all have things that we might need to tweak or pivot to continue to grow. You know, make sure we're communicating clearly. Share vision, expectations, and feedback in ways that inspire rather than intimidate. Regular, transparent communication builds trust. Develop leaders at all levels. By delegating responsibility and giving people ownership of projects and team initiatives. Empowering others. That's what we're doing by maybe, what's the word I want to say? I don't know. Delegating is the best word. I was going to use another word, but bring people in to help you, right? Stacy, that's exactly what you did by bringing us together to speak to these one-star directors. It creates progress, you guys, and it's amazing. The most effective network marketing leaders focus more on developing people than on driving sales. When you grow people, the business naturally grows too. So we grow together. Culture is our foundation. The environment we create together determines how far we can go and how long we can sustain our success. Actions speak louder than words. Commit to living our values daily, support team members genuinely, and celebrate every step forward. The journey transforms us. As we build this business together, we're not just changing our financial futures, we're becoming better versions of ourselves. Let's create a culture where everyone can thrive and achieve their dreams.
Awesome. Amazing, girl. Lots of good nuggets, lots of good reminders. We are here to grow together, right? That's why we get together, so we can grow, learn from each other, hear each other's perspectives, lives, backgrounds, stories, all the things that we're all going through, dealing with on a regular basis,
Yeah.
right? Thank you, Laura, for creating that incredible PowerPoint on creating culture and community. So you had a lot of really good questions, and hopefully you guys took some notes and maybe writing down some things that you're going to uh, think about, maybe ponder on, or maybe make some shifts in what you're doing or how you're doing things. You know, I love that section where you had, I don't remember the exact words, but it was along the lines of what is the mission, you know, beyond the money.
Yeah.
And I would be probably, I would say pretty close to 100% correct that the majority of the people that have come into LifeWave didn't come into LifeWave for the money.
Mm-mm.
So it wasn't a driving factor. You know, Laura, the last company you and I were in, money was the driving factor for most people. That's what motivated people. It's what drove them. They needed it. They had to have it, whether they were in that financial situation that they were desperate, or where they were in that situation where they wanted more so badly that they were focused on that. And so I think in LifeWave, there's that different drive. So really identifying like that value that you're adding, that purpose for being that impact. And I think sometimes we get caught up in our little world, and we forget about the impact on the bigger scale, right? Like I said tonight, it's really about not just my personal experience and journey, but hundreds and thousands of other people's along the way, right? Laura, from day one, we're like, we're telling the world, we're going to
Yeah.
tell the planet about this patch. Everyone has to know. And so kind of having to some time to step back from your little world that you live in, where there's sometimes limiting beliefs or restrictions or things happening or life happening or oh, this new series or that new blah 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 or whatever, and go, I'm here for a bigger purpose and a mission, and there are a lot of people that really need this technology.
Right. You
um,
know, Stacy, one thing that I find that was so pure about being here, being a part of LifeWave, that I think a lot of people yearned for before was everybody's got life going on. It's never stopping for any of us. I know everyone kind of sees the highlight reel all the time and woo, but we all have stuff, right? And I say to people all the time when they say, I can't do this today. I've got this and I've got that, and this is falling apart, and, da, 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 da. And I go, stop. Let this be your happy place for 1 hour. Let let this team be your happy place for 1 hour. It's like, take me away, Calgon. Okay, so I now really just aged myself. But if you could come be in your happy place for an hour and let all that go away, you're not only helping yourselves, but that energy you have in that moment, you're able to bring value to other people. And all of a sudden, when you start doing that, watch what expands for your own happiness. Watch what happens to whatever the situation that you might have. All of a sudden, this gets bigger and that becomes smaller, because now you have a place of being centered enough to maybe put your energies in to take care of that, but also know that what you're doing here matters and you can do both. And I think we forget that a lot of times. Right, Stace?
mm-hmm, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, we are just a teeny bit over time, but before we stop our recording, I do want to share something with you. I had one of those divine inspiration moments a little bit earlier, and I was like, oh, I think this would be a great idea because we are working so intently with our one-star directors and above. And obviously, that's what this is for. This Zoom series is this first, 30 minutes here is for our one-star directors and above, two-star directors, three-star directors that are not yet senior directors, to be able to get to know us, to learn more about leadership and development in your organization and all the skills and topics and all that kind of amazing stuff that goes with that. Of course, before I share this last little bit with you guys, next week we do have Andy sharing on a skill-based development topic, which is inviting without pressure. So different scripts and approaches that feel natural and easy to duplicate. So Andy Watson will be sharing on that next Tuesday at 8:30. So, what I decided, or what was decided for me earlier, information that I shared with our senior presidential directors just to run it by them to see what their thoughts were. At conference, we have always, as senior directors and above, gotten together in my room. I always get a suite, and we've always gotten together and done like a kickoff, like a champagne toast, or just little just fun get together, kind of little pre-conference party. So I thought it would be great as we're focusing on one-star director, two-star, three-star director, and of course, coming out of conference, that's going to be what it is. So we do have our field advisory board meeting tomorrow, so I'll get those final updates. But according to Meredith a few weeks ago, we are checked, like things are good to go. Comp plan's checking out perfectly fine with those, with a system to be able to make those enhancements happen right after conference. We're not going to do it before conference. We don't want to confuse people. And what's going on? What's changing? We know, blah, blah, blah. We'll do it right after, just as a big launch then. So I decided that it would be fun for our people that are one-star, two-star, three-star director, to be invited to a private party with all of the senior directors and above. So how this is going to roll, kind of very much like LifeWave does, which is interesting. I'm gonna have a jot form. They don't have a jot form, but I love jot forms, and I think you guys are all getting used to them now because they make my life simple. Laura, and I know, Leah, some of us know the challenges before that with the screenshots and oh my God, we have to,
How
oh.
did we even do that?
I don't know. We are the most organized, unorganized people on the planet to be able to pull all these promos we've done over the years off without a jot form. Thank God for Mikey. But anyway, that jot form has saved our lives, literally. And so we will have a qualification period, and it will be required for September 22nd, that starting that week of September 22nd, the 4 weeks after that, which lead directly up to conference. So this is the ninth. So this is going to give you time to get in check if you're not at paid as, I don't want to say paid as rank one star director because you won't show that in your back office, but you will know if you are or not, obviously. That'll give you 2 weeks to get things back rolling and going if someone's fallen off of what's required for one star director. But the 22nd that week, and then of course the 4 weeks after that, ending on October 19th. So the 22nd through the 19th. So what will happen is on those 4 Sundays, so the 28th of September, October 5th, October 12th, and October 19th, you'll take screenshots, okay, of those Sunday evenings. Now, y'all remember that you go into your back office, you click on the personally enrolled team enroller team report. Remember that? That's you guys looking at your people you personally enrolled. Remember how you move the GVU over, you move the leg over, you double clicked on the GVU and it showed you the highest rank or highest GVU and then the next and the next and the next. Remember that? You guys did that? So that's how we tell if we have two legs that are at least at 1,000. And then, of course, you can see the rest of the people there, the right and the left, to make sure that that binary balance is there as well, too. You need 1,000 on the right, 1,000 on the left, and, two people that are doing at least 1,000 GVU with 5,000 total, right? That and that little line that describes all that will be on there again, too, as well. So this is a way not only to say congratulations, 1 star, 2 star, 3 star directors. We want to celebrate you and have fun and have a big party with you all, but also a way to make sure we're on track for gearing up for going into conference and making sure that our organizations are growing and that we are continuing to build what we started in July. Because remember, this promo actually started in July. So we want to make sure that, am I on track? Am I maintaining it? Is it something that's still happening? Have my people blown past it? Am I already technically now a 2 star director, 3 star director? We even had Gina and Scott promoted to senior director during this time frame. I think she was a 2 star director. We haven't even got to talk about that yet. We definitely need to get, that would be good, Beth, if you can see if Gina can come on tomorrow night's Zoom Wednesday night. With me going to Denmark and back and forth, it just kind of got. I think I was in Denmark when she promoted. So yeah, okay, so yeah, if you can see if she can come on tomorrow night to talk about that, that would be amazing on our Wednesday night Zoom. But that's something that is going to be announced. So any of you that were, and I'll send out an email as well too with the jot form. Mike, you make the jot form tomorrow. And you won't need to upload anything until that week of the 22nd, which is like the 28th, right? So you have time. If you're not there yet, no worries. You're not in qualification yet. It's just those 4 weeks that you've got to hit it and maintain it those 4 weeks in a row in order to be you're either 1, 2, 3 star, whatever, it doesn't matter, invited to the party, the special party that we have with the senior directors and above. And I'm at the JW Marriott, so I'll have more information on the details on that, dates, times, all that kind of stuff, which is catty corner to the convention center. So it's just right there, literally catty corner. I know there's lots of hotels. Somebody posted the map in one of the chats today of the entire convention center and exactly where all the hotels are. So I'll put that on the team page. I was like, oh, this is valuable information. Because, there's a lot of properties there. Wear your comfortable walking shoes. No high heels. Carry those babies in your bag and then you put them on when you get to your seat. So you can look pretty while you're standing there in your high heels clapping at conference. There won't be any wearing those walking around, that's for sure. So thank you guys for being here this evening for our third week on our leadership Zoom series for our 1 star directors.